It is true. There are lots of, let's say, dubious companies out there, plenty of them to go through. But the good news is that you can wipe through a lot of those with an easy model very quickly. I would never buy a penny stock. I hear that all the time. And hey, there's nothing wrong with saying that. Enough of history has shown that that can be a very dangerous proposition. And quite frankly, whenever I got into the market and I was hired at Merrill Lynch, that would never be a term you'd even talk about. It's not something we'd look at. And if you're talking about the entire portfolio that someone might have, yes, this is an extremely small portion of one's portfolio. That if you're looking at a junior aggressive growth company or companies, this has got to be the part of your portfolio that's high risk. You're talking about 5-10% maybe, depending on the person. Talk to your advisor. This is the world we're dealing in. We're talking about aggressive growth companies, but we're in an aggressive growth period of time right now. So this is a little bit different than I would say a lot of other times in history. We have a culmination of events, which I've talked to in a number of different videos, in an inefficient market. And this reputation of this market, this junior venture market, hasn't been great. It's got decades of not looking great. It's gotten better, which is positive. And it's certainly not easy to deal with. But we're on the way up. And we can also identify companies in there a lot quicker and a lot faster. And there's a lot of good, reputable people out there covering stories, covering stocks, and covering a lot of the research that's going on in this space. And that's where it's critical and vital, because it's a small market, it's inefficient. Not a lot of people are paying attention to it on the grander scale. And once people do, and there's an influx of capital, it begins to soar. It takes a life of its own. And we've seen commodity super cycles in the past, in the 2000s, not that long ago. And even Goldman Sachs is calling for another one now. To me, I don't want to be in the huge market of the NASDAQ right now. That is dominated by billion and trillion dollar funds. That's a different game. I want to be in one where I understand the people, the players, the money, and how things work. And right now, the junior Canadian market is exceptional. It's on fire. There's so much opportunity in here. And yes, can you lose your shirt? You can lose your shirt, but make no mistake, you can lose your shirt on any one of these FANG type stocks at any given moment of time. It's not like the valuations are that much different over there. They just have bigger money, bigger PR, bigger promotional, and bigger markets to deal with. This is an opportunity to find an inefficient market that is trying to clean itself up, has a better reputation. And like I said, I don't mind dealing with the elephant in the room. It's a penny stock. But we're going to go and build these things up. And this is what the true entrepreneurship is about. That's one thing I talk about in the market model mindset that I want to get out to people, is how do you choose some of these companies that gives you a good starting point, especially if you're a generalist investor looking to this market for the first time. And that's really who I'm trying to help build and grow with, are these people that see that there's a huge change coming and want to get involved in it, and they want to put their money dollars and put it to good use. And right now, you're sitting in a market that's horribly inefficient. And that's where I actually think it's a good thing, because we're able to harness through and nail down a lot of projects and management that are exceptional. And with a little bit of work, a little bit of just rolling up the sleeves and getting at it, you can find these companies, and they're out there, and I look for them all the time. And you can find them. That's where you have a chance at making exceptional gains. And this isn't just a pie in the sky. This is analytically stepping forward with a plan, talking to management, understanding the funds and the money that are being involved, and you can put yourself in a position to make exceptional gains. Doesn't mean it's not a guarantee, doesn't mean you're going to. But if you do some homework and you follow some great minds out there that are in this space, there's plenty of other newsletter writers I'm happy to chat about and link to. Whether it's you listen to the Sprott Management podcast and you listen to what they're coming out with in their analysis, or your own broker who has their own in-house equity analysts that talk about the mining sector or innovation, they will have a depth of resources that you can look at, and you can position yourself to get in ahead of this massive curve that's building. And it isn't too late. It's not too late. It wasn't too late a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when I was talking about gold. It rose from 1,100 to 1,900 now. I still have big expectations on that. And I just consider that my cash position. I'm talking about real big growth in this giant shift that's happening right now. in this entire movement that's happening. And that's why you want to follow me at Supercharged Stocks. That's why you want to sign up and make sure that you keep in contact with me. Give me your email. Everything I give away right now is free. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of information out there, but I want to gain enough trust with people. So you come to me, you've made some money, hopefully, and you enjoy the content, you enjoy the thesis, you enjoy the work that we're putting out there. And let's grow this thing together and build it up. And we'll feel like we've got a big win in this chaos that we're facing, building this future for tomorrow. Click that like and subscribe button and go sign up on superchargedstocks.com. And let's keep you notified.